welcome back to Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. I'm Charles Skaggs, back in Ghostwood Forest once again with Zan Sprouse, my wonderful co-host, who is now back on the mend. Hooray! She's breathing again. She's not looking like the sick girl that I posted on our Ghostwood page, who's like exploding with bodily fluids, all gross.
My uncle is coming to dinner!
Why is this happening?
I haven't seen him in 15 years!
I wanted to get that MP3 of that woman going, why is this screaming? Why is this happening? I need to get that. But,
I had a severe sinus infection on top of an ear infection. So I was very, very sick and very out for the count with just a head full of infection. So I was full of something that, if you can believe it, was maybe worse than Garmonbozia.
Garmonbozia.
I didn't think there was such a thing as anything worse than Garmonbozia, but here we are.
You asked for no cream corn.
Oh.
Yes.
Creamed corn, and creamed corn.
So today, here at episode 46, we're going to talk about the Orchid's Curse.
The Orchid's Curse, which sounds like a 1930s episode of Charlie Chan, doesn't it?
Or it sounds like a really obscure Bela Lugosi movie that Mystery Science Theater riffed on.
Oh, I wish.
Especially during the first season on Comedy Central.
Yes.
Because back when they were doing stuff like The Corpse Vanishes and stuff, because that's when I got hooked on Mystery Science Theater.
I mean, everything was public domain and they didn't have to pay anybody for it.
Yes. Yes. And I got to watch Radar Men from the Moon, which I fell in love with.
Oh.
The cereal with the pumpkin head, that's what the original Tom Servo voice.
Yes. With J. Elvis Weinstein.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, he was Josh Weinstein back then, but that sounds too much like The Simpsons, so he changed it to J. Elvis.
Right, exactly. So, we're going to talk about The Orchid's Curse, which of course aired back on October 27th, 1990. Way back when, almost 30 years ago now.
Oh my, don't even start. Don't even say it.
We already did the whole, oh my God, we're getting old thing before we started recording this.
Yes, we did.
All right. Written by Barry Pullman. So a rather unusual writer for Twin Peaks. Directed by Graham Clifford.
Yes.
So,
who was the director of photography. Oh no, he wasn't the director of photography. He was editor. He was editor of the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he started out as a film editor.
That's his background. Interesting.
Yes, that is his background, yes. Because as you'll see when we watch the credits, Graham is spelled in a traditional sense.
Yes, it's Graeme.
Right.
The very British spelling of Graham.
Right. So if you go to the Rocky Horror Picture Show, you will see him referred to as Creamy Clifford. Yes, but yeah, he was an editor on that. Nice. The director, I was confused there. I got mixed up for a second. The director of photography on the Rocky Horror Picture Show was a gentleman named Peter Shashitsky, who was the director of photography of The Empire Strikes Back. So,
your trivia is strong today.
My trivia game is pretty strong. I have done nothing but lay in bed and watch movies for a week.
So you've just been absorbing all this knowledge.
Yes.
And now here you are finally with an outlet.
Here I am. I'm so excited to be back with you, Charles, and to be talking about Twin Peaks.
I missed you so much. I
missed you so much.
These every other Thursdays, I know it sounds all cheesy and corny and whatnot, but I really look forward to them because
I do too.
It breaks up my week, and I get to talk to somebody I don't see very often. So
that's right. Yeah. So, it's not the three-dimensional world.
Yeah, and I get to talk Twin Peaks with somebody.
I know, it's perfect.
Yep. So
it's a fantastic thing we have going here.
Exactly. So let's keep going with that.
Let's do it.
So this episode was the 5th episode of season 2, aka what did we decide? Episode 13, episode 12.
Yeah.
12. AKA episode 12, the 13th episode. Introducing in this episode David L. Lander as Tim Pinkle.
Who David L. Lander?
Yes.
Is amazing.
Best known, of course, as playing Squiggy on Laverne and Shirley.
Yes. Hello. He is Squiggy and Laverne and Shirley, and
Lenny,
he went on.
Lenny and the Squigtones.
Lenny and the Squigtones, and he went on to be in another David Lynch project, which we all know I adore, On the Air.
Yeah.
So,
I wish I actually watched back in the day live.
Oh yeah, me too.
I never recorded it, unfortunately, I really regret that I didn't.
I was able to get 3 episodes, but that's about it.
Yeah.
But I want to show you something, Charles.
Okay. You actually have Lenny and the Squigtones album.
I do.
That's epic.
I absolutely do.
I never realized they did an album like Bob and Doug did.
They sure did, and guess who else did?
And Laverne and Shirley sing. That's impressive.
Yeah, and these are
that's some serious vinyl there.
Yeah, these are all just coming right out of my record collection, folks.
She is, and she's got an awesome record collection.
I do my best. Yeah, this is an interesting record because it is the first appearance.
Yes.
Of Nigel Tufnell
from the classic movie Spinal Tap.
This is Spinal
Tap. Yes.
Yep.
Nice. So that has Christopher Guest.
As Christopher Guest was a Squigtone.
I did not know
exactly.
that.
Yep.
Wow.
Isn't that great?
So that's obviously where he met Michael McKean and probably helped develop the idea for Spinal Tap.
Yeah, I don't know where they actually met each other, but yeah, I think this was the Lenny and the Squigtones. That's what planted the seed for
This is Spinal Tap.
For This is Spinal Tap. Yep.
Wow. And they probably hooked up with Rob Reiner and.
Yep.
That's interesting.
So.
That's interesting.
But yes, David Lander, and he has some sort of condition now, and I forget what it is, but so he doesn't do a lot of.
Yeah, he was ill for a while.
Yeah, he doesn't do a lot of acting in person, but he does a lot of voice acting.
Yeah, but here, of course, he plays Tim Pinkle, the insurance gentleman that helps Bobby and Shelley get set up Leo with some rather dubious home health aid equipment for his paralysis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is going to wind up costing Bobby and Shelley a little more than they planned. So Bobby and Shelley, don't like him as much as the brothers like Doppelganger Cooper, or not Doppelganger Cooper. Oh my God, why can't I think of his name? Dougie Jones.
Oh, Dougie Jones.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. So it's not the Lucky 7 Insurance. Although that would have been awesome if it was the same company.
That would have been amazing.
Yes. So.
But why can't I think what the brothers are named? What are their names?
Oh, Bradley and.
What's their last name?
We only talked about this for like 18 episodes.
Like months.
Yes. Yeah. You think we would know this? It's been a long day.
You need in your head, you need 30-year-old trivia to be able to pull it back up.
Yeah, exactly. If it was like 2 decades older, I would have it like no problem. Mm-hmm. But
seriously.
Yes.
Into it.
Mitchum.
Yes, the Mitchum brothers.
Mitchum brothers. There, I got it. See, it took a little while. I had to dust off the cobwebs, but I got there.
Andy, where's my Bloody Mary?
Exactly. I got there. All right. We also have, of course, the return of the mysterious Fumio Yamaguchi as Mr. Tajimura.
Yes.
Royal Dano as Judge Clinton Sternwood, his last episode.
Oh, right.
As well as Claire Stansfield as Sid, his assistant.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, Lenny Von Dolan as Harold Smith.
Yay.
And, boy, he has a rather big event that happens to him in this episode, which we'll talk about, of course.
Damn it, Donna.
And we can talk more, of course, about what a horrible, horrible person Donna Hayward is.
Good. I'm excited.
I figured you'd be all over that. Of course, Michael Parks, Chris Mulkey, and Victoria Catlin's Blackie, and all kinds of people. All right, so let's get talking the episode. So, everybody, we are, of course, queued up at our favorite 1 minute 31 spot. And hold on a minute here. A slight technical difficulty. Because, of course, I know, technology, you suck sometimes. All right,
why did you make me depend on you and then stop working?
All right. So here we go. Okay. So now I'm all queued up again. All right. So everybody, we're paused at the 1 minute 31 spot.
I am.
And everybody ready? Okay, so we'll count down. If you want to sync right along with us and watch. So count down in 3, 2, 1, doink.
Boom. The beautiful morning here at the Great Northern
We finally get
Hotel.
to see the parking lot.
Yeah. And I love that there's what looks like obviously Benjamin Horne's Bentley off to the side.
Yep. Cooper turns off not a radio, but his little alarm. Although it would have been awesome if we would have had like, kind of like good morning, Twin Peaks, Bill and Morty coming at you in the morning.
This is Chris in the morning.
This is Chris in the morning. Yeah, exactly. That would have been even better.
My head would have blown apart if that had been some sort of crossover back when I was a kid and this came on. Oh, Cooper ate one of his earplugs and had a dream he was eating a giant gumdrop. I will say, I should keep a closer eye on my after dinner coffee consumption. Yeah, because everybody has hallucinations after drinking coffee, Cooper. Oh my goodness. But I will say, I usually think Cooper's very much on the ball.
Right.
But I don't know if he should be sleeping with his gun so close to his bed like his alarm clock.
Right. What if he reached over for the wrong thing after having like one of those trippy dreams he has?
Well, at least it's before telephones. Or not telephones, not before telephones, before cell phones.
Yep.
So he's not going to accidentally pick it up and see how it looks like.
So he's doing
breathing?
yoga, he's ready for his downward demon dog.
Yes. Did you see how Graham Clifford's name was? Looked like Creamy.
I did.
Oh, did we finally look at what we've forgotten?
You know that note that everybody's been waiting for you to find because you couldn't be bothered?
Yeah, seriously. Are you going to figure this out finally? Yeah. Diane, I think something is really freaking important and I need to open it now before I talk to you.
That might be for me.
Yeah, and we are missing someone.
I've gone north. Jack may have the answer. Love, Audrey.
I've gone north. Love, Superman.
Yep. Can anybody in this town just write a straightforward note that isn't cryptic or vague? Just say, I've gone to the great One-Eyed Jacks. Go look for me there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all you have to say.
Because I think there's that sort of teenage desire to be overly dramatic for
and mysterious. Yeah.
No purpose.
The drama.
2 retired school teachers, and they have no memory of a gray-haired man. I wonder what their name is. Cam Milty, I have to go pee right now.
Yes, I really have to urinate.
Yes, I really have to urinate. Again, who in this office is eating that many donuts?
Apparently it's Harry.
I think maybe.
Because the way he keeps scarfing these things down. Yeah. If you look at that big old plate right behind him.
They put the plate out there to test your guilt.
And all those boxes just stacked up in the corner.
If you don't eat the donuts, then you're guilty. I ate the whole plate.
That's the discard pile.
Oh yes, Lucy is.
Yeah, she's going to go visit her sister Gwen, who just had a baby.
Mm-hmm. Lucy's feeling very unneeded right now.
Yep. And Harry's kind of hurrying her out the door, we got it, we're cool. It's
Please
good.
Stop talking about.
Yes, just shut up.
Child. I have no idea whose people are there. I know
yeah,
Audrey is.
Yeah, because she wrote it down on a note, and you couldn't figure it out on your own where she was. So good thing she did.
Oh, this is.
And here's Tim Pinkle.
Lander. And this just looks like some sort of torture device.
Yeah, it's like this old, I want to say 1920s harness to raise somebody out of a really old-looking wheelchair.
Well, it's a creepy, antique, changeling-looking wheelchair. So
yes. It's kind of like the kind that maybe like somebody in an Orson Welles movie tooled around in back in the day. Or like Mr. Potter's wheelchair in It's a Wonderful Life.
Mr. Potter's wheelchair, yes.
That's what it looks
seriously,
like.
Joseph Cotton probably sat in something exactly like that
Right.
when he was in Citizen Kane.
Yeah. Looks like this thing's hooked up to a old carburetor.
Yeah, totally made out of found parts.
Probably got him from Big Ed's gas farm.
That'd be so much funnier if it was Leo in the harness.
It would be.
Just
Bobby trying to get Pinkle's attention by snapping his fingers around his head.
yeah, Bobby's very
Yeah. So remind me again why Obamacare was a bad thing.
I can't
Okay.
because it wasn't. So, that's that's like a diet like gourmet drink. That's kind of impressive. Oh, this wallpaper. What in the world is going on in this place?
Well, they were renovating, so maybe hopefully they're taking it down instead of putting it up.
This is one of those houses that's being renovated for the last 18 years, probably.
Yeah. Well, because Leo's busy doing drug deals. He's got things on his plate.
He's got things, and he's got to go to Butte.
Right. And
Pinkle's
figured it out.
Pinkle took care of it. Oh my goodness. They're just gonna leave Pinkle on the ceiling and go make out.
Yep.
But yeah, so
we've totally forgotten about you, Slam.
Yep. This is and again, I would not have a problem with this happening to Leo.
No.
Frankly.
Although it needs to be, if it was Leo, it needs to be faster and more painful.
Faster and harder, and knock him through the wall,
Yep.
and then, seriously. But this is all part of their insurance scam.
Meanwhile, at the Roadhouse.
Meanwhile, at Roadhouse Justice,
Exactly.
every afternoon at 4 and 4:30.
Now just think, the Nine Inch Nails are going to play there in like 25 years.
The Nine Inch Nails.
The Nine Inch Nails. That same spot.
So yeah, this is their
courtroom, makeshift courtroom, because they don't have a courthouse.
Because they don't have a courthouse. So they swept the sawdust out of the way.
Well, at least they were considerate. You know, it's probably that guy that like spends, minutes sweeping the floor.
Oh yeah,
remember that guy from The Return?
20 minutes sweeping, to green onions.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, hey, speaking of this, have you been watching those Dr. Pepper commercials and Who Stole the Trophy?
No, I have not.
Oh, I'll have to. I thought I posted on our site, but if I have a trouble posting things to our site from my phone. I have to always be on my computer to do it. But
yeah, because you have to be. The Facebook app is horrible. I try to bypass it whenever possible.
Exactly.
I go straight to the website.
I don't use the app. I use the web version of it on my phone.
Right.
But even then, it's a hard time to post those things. But the latest installment of those Dr. Pepper commercials has Ray Wise.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's
cool. So here's Andy sketching Leland. Sketches like the back of his head.
Andy's I love how everybody in this town
has
an 3 jobs at least.
Yeah, everyone's an art critic.
Well, he's going to draw one drawing before any of this is over.
Right here on the People's Court. Dun dun dun.
I would watch that Roadhouse Justice every afternoon from 4 to 4:30.
The name is perfect, Roadhouse Justice.
Yeah. Ooh, what are those machines back there? Those pinball machines. There's a great Facebook group called Pin Spotting.
Yes.
Where people take pictures of when pinball machines show up in movies or television.
Oh, that's cool.
And people help identify them when they're out of focus like that.
Peekaboo.
Who is that?
I see you.
Don't come to my house unless you have food. Oh, I guess you have food.
Creamed corn. I specifically asked for no creamed corn.
I specifically asked for no bitches to come in my house.
Try to steal my diary, Donna.
Yeah. But, it's, you're still flirting with a 17-year-old with wine. You're still a little creepy.
Just a little bit, you think?
But, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's crazy. So he's forgiven if he stays innocent with it. But only because he's crazy.
I read her diary with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Sorry, we were talking Dr. Lecter before, and it kind of stuck in my head.
You fly on home, little starling. Fly. So you have to come over. You have to come over to Creepy Harold's house and read the secret diary of your
dead,
very troubled friend.
Yes.
In his Orchid hothouse.
Who's wearing his very hipster shirt. today.
Yes, exactly. And again,
It's like,
I don't know anybody who dressed like this in the 90s in high school.
No, not at all.
So
it's like even the bookcases in Twin Peaks have secrets.
Everything in Twin Peaks has secrets.
It's filled with secrets.
It's filled with secrets.
Oh.
So, oh, Harold, why are you trusting Donna Hayward?
Breaks out his new Mead composition notebook. Gets his favorite pen. Wonder if he buys these things in bulk.
Probably, when you at Target beginning of school year when they have the sale.
Yeah, you want to get that tax-free day.
They're like 10 cents a notebook. It's great.
Now I'm gonna check me out. I'm doing it all laid back. Got my arm kicked back. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, let me tell you my entire boring life.
Yep.
Yeah, this is you mentioned
it's like, oh, you want to talk
Hannibal.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
You mentioned Hannibal Lecter, and this is kind of a Hannibal Lecter move that Donna is doing here.
Right.
Quid pro quo, Clarice.
Right.
That's hard to say. To say quid pro quo is fine, but then adding Clarice onto the end of it, it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's a little tricky. Quid pro quo, Clarice. You have to pause.
You have to pause. Yeah, exactly. So she tells him a little bit about herself in an attempt to get him to tell her a little bit about himself.
You tell me things, I tell you things.
And we'll both be filled with secrets together.
My turn.
See?
So now here's Donna's dick move.
Donna's dick move. And this is why I don't like Donna. Because
she steals an agoraphobe's his most favoritist treasure.
Not even that.
His precious.
Just something,
and and goes outside.
He takes a lot of pride in the fact that he's keeping his word to Laura.
Right.
And she is using his mental illness against him because she knows it makes him really vulnerable.
Well, you know what I think she's doing here? I think she's trying to coax him out to try to get him over this, agoraphobia. Clueless that it's agoraphobia.
First of all, she's being coy and annoying when she's doing it and bratty. Second of all, she's not a doctor.
Well, let's keep in mind that, remember, she is a high school kid still.
Yeah, you know what? So maybe don't play with fire like that and be a bitch about it.
And of course he has a seizure.
I know.
It's like,
it's too bad. Too bad Donna doesn't have to go to
Leo Johnson's high school yearbook photo.
To Roadhouse Justice.
Most voted likely to abuse women and wear his hair back in a ponytail.
I love how all of the lawyers have those
the bolo tie, the old Colonel Sanders
ties. Yeah, the judge has the bolo tie, but they have the Colonel Sanders.
That's true, tie. but the attorneys and the prosecutor has the kind of Colonel Sanders
Leo
tie.
Johnson's lack of brain activity. He suffered lots of brain loss.
Well, now, to be fair, this was taken 2 years ago, so this is his normal brainwave pattern.
Yeah, this was just part of his physical from 1987.
He's normally this dumb.
No, but you'd think his brain would be going crazy because he's constantly full of rage.
Right.
Yes. And this is basically a hearing about whether or not...
His competency hearing.
Yeah, yes. And whether or not he should be allowed to be on the life support that he's on.
Well, and also that if he's competent to stand trial for his crimes.
Right. It is ridiculous to make him stand trial. Because you know what all he can say? New shoes.
New shoes.
New shoes.
At this point, he can't even say that.
Not yet. Nope. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's Leo Johnson is obviously in a prison of his own body. I don't think it's going to be that big of a problem that he's not in jail or going through due process just about right now.
Well, that's kind of like the defense attorney's argument.
Right.
That apparently Sternberg goes along with.
And I would agree, yeah.
It's come on, guys, wrap this up. This is only an hour show. We got to move things along here. This is an hour show, and happy hour in the Roadhouse starts promptly at 3. So We're going to have to move out of here pretty quickly. So this brings a whole new meaning to the term sidebar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sidebar to the side of the judges. To the side, yeah. To the side, the bar to the side of the room. Exactly. Sidebar. Now, 2 Yukon black sucker punches, please. I want to know what's in that. I know what's in that. I looked it up. Tell me, what is in it? Okay. So this is what I found online. I deliberately looked this up. 2 ounces of bourbon,
I'm already with you.
1 ounce of sweet vermouth, coffee infused.
Now, could
One
you,
steam.
if you don't have coffee infused vermouth, could you just maybe add a splash of Kahlua?
I don't know. You could try it.
Okay.
And 1 teaspoon of creme de cacao
Mm-hmm.
and blue curacao whipped cream.
Blue curacao whipped cream.
Curacao. Okay, I wasn't sure how that was pronounced.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know for the longest time either. I'd never heard anybody say it.
So that's the recipe I found for this.
Look at Harry, just.
It's not an actual drink. It's something they created for the show, but somebody came up with a recipe for it.
I will do it. I want to try it. Will you post the recipe on Ghostwood?
Yeah, I could do
Thank
that.
you.
I could post that. Yeah, you're welcome.
Because I literally think I have all of those ingredients.
And you have to let me know if it's good, and I'll try it.
Excellent.
I'll drink it. Yeah.
I literally have all those ingredients in my house. The only thing I don't have is the heavy cream. So, because I'm assuming I'd have to make the curacao whipped cream myself.
Yep.
So.
And obviously the whipped cream is to get that blue foamy look to it.
Did you hear Cooper say he's been in this town for 12 days? All of this crap has happened in this town in 12 days.
It's like, how long was I out?
Yeah, seriously, that's crazy.
And I like how Cooper's not drinking the drink right away. He's just like, okay, you guys drink this. I'm going to see what happens and see if you live.
Yeah, I think Kahlua might be a good way to help add the coffee flavor to that, and it would help make it dark.
Yeah, well, you probably, it's a recipe, so of course you could probably experiment with it.
Oh, Nadine in her little school outfit. Yeah, you'd think that Ed would have called ahead.
I'm Batman.
Yeah, Ed would have called ahead and warned James, like, yeah, Aunt Nadine's going to come home insane. Let me just give you a heads up.
But his next question, of course, would be like, okay, more insane than usual, or this is like a new degree of insanity?
Yeah, exactly.
I like Ed here. He's just scrambling. Out of town.
They get to be in the house together, alone, without parents. Which I will honestly admit that sometimes I think that's, that hits me as an adult. Like, it's Friday night and I'm staying up as late as I want, eating pizza with boys and no parents. This is great. Oh, she's too strong for the refrigerator.
Yeah, because of all her adrenaline coursing through her system, of course.
And her superhuman strength.
Yep.
And she's so excited to be.
She's all She-Hulk there.
I was actually watching an episode of Quantum Leap the other day that Nadine was in.
Really?
Yeah.
Excellent.
It was that trilogy.
Wendy Roby was in there.
Yeah, where that trilogy where Sam starts out jumping into somebody when the central character was a little girl, and then when she was about to get married, and then when she was about to go to jail. It was interesting.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was her.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Who's this mysterious character with this terrible accent and voice?
Mr. Tojimura.
Mr. Tojimura.
Tojimura-san.
Oh my gosh. Does he have boobs? He kind of looks like boobs.
So apparently he's like trying to like put a down payment on the Ghostwood project.
Yes, he's very
Yep. So Tojimura wants to buy our podcast.
Oh yeah, well, you know what?
I'm all for it.
That's fine with me.
As long as the check clears, that's all I care.
If the check clears, that's fine. Or if we can just,
$5 million.
$5 million.
$1 million. Mr. Tojimura has very expensive taste.
Why do they allow him to come in through the front door?
Right.
Seriously.
He should like have an ankle bracelet on at least.
Yeah, you know what? When Bobby Briggs is suspicious of your crap,
right,
you are up to no damn good.
That says a lot. Cooper with his duck call.
I love Cooper's.
Yeah, of course it's an ancient Tibetan duck call that came to him in a dream.
Yes, I just love Cooper's affinity for the little things and his ability to be so easily amused.
Yeah,
I think that's great.
Well, maybe it gives him a little bit of a distraction. That's how he kind of takes the pressure off.
I just think Cooper is he's a no nonsense. He's a simple guy. He doesn't need a lot of things. He's not a complicated ass like Ben Horn.
He wants a simple life. He's like, seems like very cool with the idea of just like retiring to Twin Peaks, fishing, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's very cool with the idea.
Is on his belt buckle.
course, he's seen a lot by this point.
Yes, he has. Oh, it's his badge. That looked like some sort of large, fancy belt buckle.
Keep waiting for Cooper to manspread.
So am I. I've been waiting for that.
I set you up for that.
Thank you.
Guess.
I appreciate it.
Well played. No problem. I kind of teed that one up for you.
Is there anything creepier than a rundown, abandoned amusement park?
Well, Zoink Scoop. Yeah, we'll go.
I'm pretty sure there isn't anything creepier than that.
No.
Because like a cemetery is kind of creepy, but it's supposed to be. But maybe it's just because I've seen Carnival of Souls too many times, but still.
Yeah.
Now I want this case back, okay? This is my only briefcase. I take this to work every day.
Back off, man. I'm an FBI agent.
What does that got to do with it? Back off.
So we could call him and let him know Audrey's okay, I guess.
No, I was just going back on the Ghostbusters riff with you.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yep.
You just did the assist, and I totally missed that one.
Yep. No, they're going to kill Cooper, dumbass. How long is it going to take you to figure this out?
It's like, guess you should have specified with all the money inside the case.
Oh yeah, that's the thing.
Remember, it's Hank.
It's Hank. Yeah.
I was like, okay, all the money. It's like, crap! My cigar just set the check on fire. No.
What?
Wah wah.
Oh, that's a good day's work. Yeah, you're an ass.
Well, obviously, he's caring more about the money than his daughter.
Yes. All right.
So let's go over our secret plan.
Here's how you're going to break into a crazy man's house and.
So here we have Nancy Drew and.
There's a doohickey. It's a very technical term.
Exactly. So explain to me again why Donna just doesn't tell Sheriff Truman that Harold has the diary.
Because like most teenagers, they think they know everything. And Donna thinks she's better than everybody else.
Of course.
And
she probably put little red hearts on the floor plan.
Yeah. I thought you liked this guy. I do, but I need to use his vulnerabilities to my advantage.
I only break into the guys' houses that I really like.
This is an interesting.
And this is like Jean Reno with the spring-loaded Derringer, or switchblade.
Yep.
The spring blade.
That's that could go wrong on so many levels.
Yeah, you would think. It's like, I'm going to go shake. Oh, well, here, let me shake your hand. Oh, sorry about that.
Yeah, or just any sort of. If he's not holding his hand enough away from that.
And I wouldn't forget about that when you go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Well, and what if Cooper goes to go in for a handshake with his right hand?
That's true.
Then you're kind of screwed.
More people are right-handed than left-handed. Maybe you figure he wouldn't find it as easily on his left hand.
Perhaps. Maybe he wouldn't be expecting it to come from the left.
His wrist, I should say.
Yeah.
Yep. Here's Nancy, the yodeling cowgirl.
Oh, nice. That's her.
Thank you.
That's her talent for the Miss Twin Peaks contest.
Yodeling.
See, now.
Honk, honk.
You should pay your hookers enough to get them hosiery that doesn't have runs in it.
Well, she's punk.
See, and everybody's going to double-cross each other.
It's like the Trump administration.
Pretty much, yeah. Because they're going to try and kill Blackie and push her out of the business. Aw.
Andy lost another fight with Post-its.
He's trying to keep up with Lucy's job, and he's just not very good at it.
Nope. He has problems with adhesives. Have you noticed this?
He does. He cannot deal with
tape,
adhesives.
Post-its.
He's gone through like a okay, and here we are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of adhesives.
Yeah. I see what you did
That
there.
was gross. I'm sorry, everybody.
Only when there's a copy of Flesh World nearby.
Oh, yeah. I want to write this all down. Somewhere's paper.
Yeah, if only I could find something to write on. I love the woman on the phone just like being really condescending and trying to okay, sir. Yes, very good, sir.
Yep. I love him writing it out phonetically.
It's like someone trying to brief Trump on a national security crisis.
A whole damn town.
I'm a whole damn town.
So he can be the one that got Lucy pregnant.
He's got the sperms. Yes.
He's got the sperms. Oh, that is so cute. I'm a whole damn town.
Give us a big woo.
Yeah. And
there you go.
Harry just loves his staff. He's like, that's great, Andy.
I love it. He's like, don't
ask. You really don't want to know the answer.
Even for Twin Peaks, this is bad. You don't want to know.
Yep.
Now, Cooper, of course, has the more meticulous plan. Everybody's drawing floor plans tonight.
Everybody's got to figure out the best way to get in there.
Probably no Little Red Hearts, I'm guessing.
Oh, my gosh. When you go in there, Cooper, and you rescue Audrey and you take down this casino, will you please make them redecorate?
You go in there like the fashion police.
That'd be fantastic. Oh.
Or house, or the, was it listed or was it lose it or listed?
Love it or list it.
Love it or listed. Yep. Yeah. That's it. Something like that.
Or they can do like a...
Is he gone? Can we pull out the plan? I want to pull out the plan. All right. Pull out the plan.
I'll turn the plan over because I hid it so well.
Yes.
Yeah. I hid it in such a place where no one would ever think to look for it.
Upside down.
Oh, that next to Cooper Kids is what we used to call a Rolodex.
Yes. Once upon a time.
Yep. That was how
people kept contact information on paper.
And we had these
it spun around.
With these little rolling files where you could write information on a card, or you could use them as like little file folders and put business cards in there.
And you could take the card out, and then you could put it
back in.
Crazy.
Oh, it's like dun 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 dun.
Dun dun dun.
I think we.
Let me just dial this number I've randomly found on Lucy's desk.
Well, he knows where she went. He knows she went to see her sister.
That was supposedly this.
Oh, but it's not her sister Glenn, is it?
Nope, it's an abortion clinic.
Oh my goodness.
That's awkward.
Invitation to Love will return tomorrow. Yep. We're getting crazy.
Hi, James.
Hi, yeah. We're going to do something really creepy, and the last time I talked to you, Donna was mean to us.
Right. She flipped out over like something really stupid, me holding your hand.
Yep. What's with the coffee? I like coffee, okay?
We're going to do a little breaking and entering, no big deal.
I'm going to dress up like Laura again and freak something out again. And
Maddie has really interesting hobbies.
Well, she's in college. She's got to hang around with all these high school kids. Right, okay, well, that open sign is facing the inside of the diner, which means the closed sign is facing the outside of the diner. So
wait, sir, you still owe $5.
Why was Maddie able to go in, and why is James still there? And why are there still tablecloths on there? We're still waiting for MT Wentz, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Still has yet to arrive. So Maddie's watching Harold's House in the bushes. With coffee.
I can't believe that he let her come back.
Right.
I would be so mad at her.
Like, okay, I forgive you that you caused me a seizure by stealing my diary and taking it out.
Seriously.
Where I had an agoraphobic attack. Because you're so sensitive to my condition.
Yeah, you're such a compassionate person.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this is the story, if you remember when we talked about the Secret Diary of Laura Palmer, the Jennifer Lynch book.
Yes.
This story is in there. So because I had read the diary in between seasons 1 and 2 when it was released.
That's right. You knew this story, didn't you?
I knew this story.
Right.
So when Donna's telling this story, I was freaking the hell out because I was just like, "Oh my God, I know this story."
I know this story. Yeah.
Which makes sense because hey, it's in the diary. But you would think that if it was in the diary, wouldn't Harold Smith know this story already?
Maybe he does, but maybe he decides not to lead on that he's heard this from Laura's point of view.
This is true, and maybe he wants Donna's perspective.
Maybe he does.
I get that. He does. But I would just think that he would know this story. He wouldn't be so shocked by it.
Right.
But apparently he is because, as we see later, his reaction. He's just kind of stunned there and frozen.
He is kind of stunned. And maybe he's kind of stunned and frozen hearing it a
For
second
other reasons.
time, or hearing about,
Maybe.
or maybe he's just sort of,
Or maybe because she's more descriptive and she's being all breathy and sultry as she does it, and she's twirling around, stretching her sweater out.
well, and Laura's telling of this story is a little more adult, and Donna
Raw.
and Donna's telling it as a 17-year-old who is not that far away from being 13 or 14 years old.
That's true. And she's romanticizing it.
She is, and Laura's talking about, and she's sort of talking about how it's making her feel older and exhilarated. And Laura, when she's telling the story, she's sort of like, yeah, this is how I know I'm dead inside. So, you're 17, Donna. Watch what you do in his house, please.
Yeah.
This is,
well, you think Harold Smith would be a little cautious here himself.
Yeah, you would think so.
But again, it's Harold. He's crazy, so...
Harold's crazy. That's the thing. Harold's not going to do anything. He's just a little...
We don't know that.
That's true. Yeah. Harold is, he's one of those people that's just a little too observant of the world, so he watches people too closely, I think. And, but yeah, it wasn't, because I did the same thing, because I went back and watched the show later, but I read the diary to try and catch up before I was able to see reruns of the show.
Right.
And so I remember thinking, oh, this is that thing where they go skinny dipping with those boys in the Roadhouse. And you also want to say, how do 13 and 14-year-olds get into the Roadhouse? Jacques Renault is a terrible employee. If he's going to let them just walk in the Roadhouse and get coached.
Well, with Jacques, it's probably just like, okay, slip me a couple bucks, you can get in. Extra.
Something,
it's probably like an underage service charge.
Something like that, yeah.
Or maybe he gets him to like mule drugs for him.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, that's probably how he met Bobby, was getting into...
That's possible.
Yeah, sneaking into the Roadhouse. And it's like, how do you know that, you're not going to see somebody your parents know? It's like the only bar in the town.
Right. And here's Dale Cooper in his Sterling Archer tactile neck.
Oh my God.
It's the tactile neck.
It is the tactile neck. He's totally Sterling Archer here.
Am I right?
What is your idea of anonymous sex?
Phrasing.
I don't know, bird masks?
Respect the tactile neck.
Harry, frankly, looks like Lindsey Buckingham.
Oh, hi, Bob. Oh.
Excellent mullets in this town.
Yep. The owl, of course, is telling Cooper that I'm not what I seem.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we're in. All right.
Very smooth. Yeah, let's make more noise by banging like bad guys' heads on doors. Very quiet.
Close the door. Nobody will notice.
James Tiberian Baths.
James Tiberian Baths.
You like that one?
I like that one. This looks like everybody's basement rec room where they put things on the stairs they mean to take downstairs later. Like, oh, I don't need the saw anymore. Just put it on the stairs. I'll take it when I go back down.
Exactly. I don't want to take it up right just yet.
Yeah, the saw and the hammer. They got to go in the basement, but nobody wants to go all the way down there just yet.
Cooper's like, just act like you own the place. We own the place.
Yeah, let's sneak into the brothel under cover of bright lights with a map and try and look around. Oh, hey, it's Willy Wonka lickable wallpaper.
Come with me and you'll see in a world of pure imagination.
So is there some sort of thing where they know that they're going to dress like the girls too? They come in with their red tartan plaid, so they'll match the brothel?
No, maybe there was
now
a memo.
This looks like you're on the way to the bathroom in like a Slovenian family restaurant.
Like, okay, it's around here somewhere.
Yeah, seriously.
They told me it's like by the kitchen, or is it by the fire exit?
Yeah, this is your way to the bathroom at a restaurant that gives you applesauce and cottage cheese as side dish options.
Worst wallpaper ever.
Oh, this show is full of the worst wallpaper ever.
It's a David Lynch trademark, apparently.
Pretty much. Oh yeah, did I tell you I got
built a career on crappy wallpaper.
During the 50% off sale of Criterion that Barnes & Noble had, I got The Art Life, David Lynch, The Art Life.
Yeah.
Fascinating. It's really good. I highly recommend it.
I'll have to check that out.
Yep.
Coffee table size?
No, it's Criterion. It's a documentary.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right.
Yeah.
I was thinking like it was I heard bookstore, so like my brain went
Oh, that makes sense.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, sorry about that. Got a lot, I'm like trying to watch and look up notes and all that stuff. So yeah.
Doing too many things at once.
I know, I'm too multitasking.
Oh, I love his honesty.
Yeah.
What can she do for you that I can't? That's something new. It's like,
well, there was this thing with a trapeze.
yeah, something new, you old lady.
Yeah. It's like everything that you don't.
Pretty much. Oh, that's
Boom.
dirty.
So I'm guessing this is the cursed orchid that was in the title.
Yep.
The Orchid's Curse.
I think the Orchid's Curse is Donna Hayward.
Probably.
Yeah.
It's certainly Zan's curse.
Yeah, what she does to Harold and what she does to Dr. Jacoby bother me. This is not cool.
No, it's not. It's basically Donna's into mind games. Have you noticed
this? This is about as dirty as ABC had got.
Think about what she did with James in the jail cell.
Yes.
So she's definitely into like mind effing.
Very much so. Yeah. But yeah, looking at these orchid petals up close up is probably the dirtiest thing that had ever been on ABC up to this point.
Probably.
Yeah.
This is 1990 after all.
That is very true. Oh, Harold. Yeah. It's a bad idea, Harold.
Zerbert.
Oh, goodness. Is Donna 18 yet? I don't remember.
I don't know. She should be.
Either way, this is a bad idea, Harold.
Yeah. Donna, you taste like the tailpipe of a bus.
I wouldn't kiss somebody who had screwed with my head like earlier that day. That was just mean.
Right.
Although, I'll save this for Lara Flynn Boyle. That's one hell of a head of hair.
Well, big hair was big back then after.
Yeah, but hers isn't like the big hair. Like, it wasn't like the big bangs like we had.
No. I mean, it's definitely not like Farrah Fawcett hair from the 70s. But
no. It's just, she's just got thick hair and a lot of it.
It's the Maddie signal.
The Maddie signal? Okay.
Come on, old chum. Hey, how's it going?
Hi. Oh, seriously, right now, do it, or I'm going to break your arm, and I can.
Talking about twisting somebody's arm.
Yeah, right.
Literally.
Yep.
Bondage. James Bondage.
Poor Audrey. Yeah, lock that door, Cooper, so nobody can get in while you're untying her.
Right. Yeah. Now, this right here is something I really loved that Cooper does. So he's got his attention focused on Audrey.
Mm-hmm.
And while he's got Blackie's sister in the background, and she's up to no good. We see her pulling out a dagger from her hidden in her boot.
Mm-hmm.
And he catches that in the mirror and does this like complete badass move here.
Oh yeah, this is very Paul Atreides with the Seeker.
Doesn't even look at her.
Doesn't even look at her. Yeah. Grabs
her arm backwards.
Punches her in the gut and uses the knife to cut Audrey free.
Right. Zero hesitation.
Yeah. This is how badass Cooper is. He seems like your average mild-mannered whatever.
Right. Like, oh, he's Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, and then all of a sudden, boom, flips that on like a light switch.
And Harry has been watching them through the window, so Harry knows that Jean Renault has that knife up his sleeve.
The fatal kiss.
Oh.
Shunk. Whoops. Premature ejection.
What happened here?
Oh.
Yeah, see, this is why...
Oh, and he licks his lips.
Oh, he's
with her blood from her mouth.
You're so gross, Michael Parks. But you're so good at what you do.
Typo positive.
Oh my goodness.
5. I'm 5 years old.
I gotta say that him running through the hallway of a brothel with Audrey on his shoulder with saddle shoes on.
Yes.
I have one thing to say about that. Giggity. Yeah. It's a very Quagmire kind of a move.
All right.
Yeah, seriously, clean up your basement, brothel. Are you noticing that this is like basically in a basement?
It's very, very sloppy. Maybe it's a little
Oh,
used
what
section.
happened here?
Oh, knife in your back.
Oh, dart in your neck. Yeah, baby.
Yep.
Look who's here to save the day.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. It's a good thing you guys can't keep a secret.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, no,
These guys suck at secrets.
That's a sexy, sexy man right there.
Yeah.
The hawk.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm too late.
And apparently Hank gets really good self-reception in the woods.
Yeah, pretty much.
And especially in the 90s.
I love how Hank is just like, I heard gunfire and I'm a wuss.
Oh, Daryl Lodwick.
There's a doohickey on the side.
Doohickey. Remember the doohickey?
Remember I told you about the doohickey?
Yep, secret doohickey.
Dun dun dun.
Switch to decaf, Donna. Jeez.
Yeah, or maybe don't break into somebody's house and try and steal something.
Right, maybe call the cops.
Yeah, seriously, there's more doohickeys. There you go.
Yeah, tell me
this one over here that's not near the window of your thing.
Yeah. Maddie makes a bunch of noise here.
Yep. Clunk.
Oh, subtle.
Yeah, very, very subtle. See? This is what happens when you trust Donna
Harold
Hayward.
turns. Yep. Your world goes right down the tubes.
See, now Harold
go right to the garden rake.
He seems like he's going to go a little bit crazy on them.
Uh-oh. Well, because you don't know that he's going to kill them at this point.
But
as it turns out,
he kind of goes crazy on himself a little bit.
You looking for secrets?
That's what this is all about.
I got your secrets right here. You want to get nuts? Come on. Let's get
nuts. Let's get nuts. What is the ultimate secret, Harold?
42. Oh, wait.
That's the answer.
That's the answer
to the
ultimate. That's the answer to the ultimate secret.
Yep.
Whoops, you got a little blood on you prematurely.
So, yeah, he's apparently done this before. Or the props department just didn't do a very good job.
Pretty much, yeah. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Oh.
Dun dun dun. The cliffhanger.
Harold, you're so creepy.
Yeah, that would have been a little more scarier if he hadn't dripped fake blood on his face before he actually raked it.
Well, and I'm watching it like on Blu-ray in high definition.
Yes,
it's really obvious that it's just paint on his skin.
Yes, it is. I mean, I'm watching it on my iPad, like maybe 2 feet away.
Yeah, it's really obviously just fake blood. But yeah. So
that's our episode.
We got Audrey back.
Yep.
Which is awesome.
So you were like, yes, finally.
And Blackie's dead.
Blackie's dead.
Which is
and like her sister Nancy is
out for
arrested.
The count. Yes.
Right.
And maybe if we're lucky, Jean Renault is going to kill Hank Jennings. But we're not lucky.
We're not that lucky, but that's okay. He eventually dies.
Yeah, it eventually happens.
In a novel, but hey.
But
at least it happens.
Cooper did go across international boundaries.
Right. Yeah. So there's going to be consequences.
There's going to be some consequences. Some adorable, sexy lady consequences.
Mm-hmm. In the form of Denise Bryson. I knew you were going there. David Duchovny. We got to wait for that.
I may be wearing a dress, but I still put my pantyhose on one leg at a time.
Nice.
Yeah, so good.
Very nice. Yep.
I do.
In the role that got him the X-Files.
Is it really?
Probably.
That would be nice if it was.
Yep.
Because that's FBI, kind of a weird vibe going on. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep. Exactly.
I would like to think it was this.
Think about it. That was his most high-profile gig.
I would rather it
was Twin Peaks, and remember how hot Twin Peaks was.
Yeah, I'd rather it be this than the Red Shoe Diaries.
Yeah, probably.
So.
Yeah, but yeah. So we'll see what happens. Unfortunately, things don't turn out very well for Harold, as we'll find out next week or next time. No, but we'll talk about it. But so this is pretty much the last we see of Harold Smith.
Yeah, and I'm blaming Donna for it.
Well, understandable.
Because that is a dick move.
I think every time that I watch that episode, the more I agree with you.
Mm-hmm. It's a dick move.
I mean, she's horrible to him.
Yeah, it's like, hi, you have a
totally
mental illness. I want something from you. I'm going to exploit your mental illness. That's
right.
not.
You have totally persuaded me to your argument.
And that's the thing. When she could have gotten on the phone with Agent Cooper and said, hi, there's this guy on Laura's Meals on Wheels route who has her secret diary. You know, get a search warrant and go do that. Because
yes.
The judge from Roadhouse Justice would.
Right. Judge Sternwood is like, he's in town still, presumably.
Judge Sternwood, weekdays.
You can get the warrant.
Yeah.
Sid'll type it up as his clerk.
Sid'll type it up, and they can go into Harold's apartment and say, in his house, and say, hey, where's the diary? I'm not telling. And then Donna can say, it's in the doohickey. And they can get it, and they can figure out what's going on. But no, Donna wants to know all this stuff about Laura, all for herself and all by herself, because she's so much smarter and better than everybody else.
Well, she wants to be Nancy Drew. She watched Pamela Sue Anderson on TV in the 70s.
Yeah,
as a kid.
But you know what? That's no. is killing people and giving them heart attacks.
Bad Donna. Bad Donna.
Not nice. It's a dick move. Donna's not a nice person.
Not cool.
No, not cool at all.
Not cool. All right. So what's your rating for this episode?
My rating for this episode, I'm going to have to say that this one for me is a 9 out of 10 giant belt buckles.
You really like this episode.
I love that they get Audrey back. That made me so happy when I saw this. I love that they get Audrey back. And I love that people are starting to fall. You know, Blackie's going down and...
See, that is one of the cool things about this show, especially for the time period, is they were killing people. I mean, because obviously right now in today's era, of course, we get shows like Game of Thrones.
Oh, yeah.
We had The Sopranos and whatnot that were, True Blood, where characters would just get killed off. And unexpectedly, in real shocking ways, and you're like, "Oh my god!" And big water cooler moments. But here, this was pretty rare.
Yeah, you didn't see this, and a lot of times on TV when somebody died, it was a dream. Where they got shot and they weren't really dead, or that kind of stuff. So people are dropping like flies on this show,
and we're getting some major players dropping.
Big time.
So so pay attention.
And this is not.
I mean,
this is not.
If you haven't watched it by now,
this is not one of those. I've been on the show for 5 years and I want to have a movie career. Please kill off my character kind of stuff. This is
This is actual story plot points
that were planned out.
Yeah.
These people have to go.
Kind of like The Walking Dead, where okay, we're going to kill your character off. Oh, your character's being killed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, is it? Okay, I just got a mortgage, but okay. Yeah.
Just go to like a year's worth of conventions. You'll pay,
Exactly.
You'll pay that off in no time.
Start signing those trading cards now.
Right. Exactly. Glenn.
But, Well, I was only slightly under you. I gave it 8.5 bloody garden rakes.
Oh, see, you went there. You had to go there.
I was going to go there or Yukon black sucker punches.
That's a good one too. I'm really excited to make one of those now.
You like that? You like that recipe?
I'm gonna have to try it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to post it
on
our
rum,
Facebook page.
So I'll probably drink it. But
you have to let me know how it turns out.
You're
gonna have to definitely post a picture of it.
Oh, I totally will. Yeah, I totally will.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll probably have to make my own whipped cream, where you put the curacao in the cream and whip it yourself. So.
Yeah. So if you missed it, kind of rewind the episode back to when Sid was making the black sucker punches. And you can get the recipe.
Nice.
Otherwise, I will post it on our Facebook page.
Excellent.
All right. So, next time on Ghostwood, of course, we're going to talk about the next episode, Demons, as we get even closer to finding out the identity of Laura Palmer.
Laura Palmer's killer and the identity of this mysterious new investor from the East.
Right.
And, who's this other dude in town looking for Josie, and then
Jonathan,
and then then we're gonna get rewarded.
Yes. So Thomas Eckhart, David Warner's coming up soon. So and of course, the Laura Palmer mystery is basically heading for the home stretch now. So We should have, by my calculations, just 4 more episodes left in the storyline as we head toward our 50th episode of Ghostwood.
50th episode of Ghostwood. Check us out.
We're going to have to start planning for this because
I
50
know.
is kind of special.
This will be awesome.
That'll be coming up if we stay on our schedule.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. She's breaking up.
Well, if nobody gets sick again.
Yeah, exactly. See, that's the issue right now. It's not so much like, well, there's the holidays and then there's our health, which Xana's went through what she's been recovering from. I'm just getting over bronchitis.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
No, nobody got time for the bronchitis, yo. But yeah, so I did my little course of antibiotics and prednisone steroids and all that good stuff. So I should be able to bench press a car, right? but no such luck. Where's my superpowers?
Where are my superpowers? Darn it! And you know what? It's gonna be 2019 in like 2 weeks.
Yes.
Where are my flying cars?
I still want my jetpack. Where's my jetpack?
Seriously.
Flying cars and jetpack. Warren Ellis was right. Where are they?
Where the heck are they? It's not cool. I was led to believe by Ridley Scott that I would have this stuff by now. And
Blade Runner lied to us.
Blade Runner lied to us. Oh my goodness. You know what that means? It means in the year 2049, Las Vegas will still be there.
Right.
Because I'm sure that other movie's lying to us too.
Yeah, Blade Runner 2049 lied to us too.
Liars.
Hashtag Blade Runner lies.
Blade Runner liars. Yeah, I found that they make Funko makes Blade Runner 2049 figures.
Yes, they've made them. Yeah, I had my eye on them
I'm gonna
for a
have
good
to get
while.
those because I think they make Sapper, they make Love.
They've got everybody. They even have like old Harrison Ford,
Deckard, and they have Kang.
Yep, and they have what's his face? Jared Leto's character.
Oh, Wallace, Mr. Wallace.
Yes, Wallace. Yeah, Wallace. Yeah. So.
Yep.
And Love,
who is fantastic, one of the best.
That ever. Actress is fantastic. Yeah, we could talk a whole episode about just Blade Runner 2049. I love that movie.
Oh my God, the most beautiful movie I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, we're going to talk about that. So if you have any thoughts about that or your own Yukon Black Sucker Punch recipes,
let us know.
Yeah, let us know. So if you can do that, you want to do that, you can drop us a line here at ghostwoodpodcast@gmail.com. Ghostwoodpodcast@gmail.com, or you can drop us a line on Twitter at ghostwoodcast.
Mm-hmm.
And you can reach us on our Facebook page, Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks Podcast, where, again, I'll be posting the recipe I found for the Yukon Black Sucker Punch.
And I will be posting my experiences drinking it.
Yes. So, so make sure you have your iPad handy or something so you can actually post to our page.
I'll do it on my actual computer. Yeah.
Yeah, that will work.
Yep.
But, so please reach us there. So we'd love it if you could like and follow us. That obviously helps people find us, gets us a little more attention. And also go to iTunes and rate and review us, or Apple Podcasts. Mm-hmm. And please let us know what you think. Hopefully you're enjoying the show as we get closer to the end of the Laura Palmer mystery. And also let your friends know about us. We'd love to just keep us, that if you like our podcast, please let people know that we exist. We would definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, I actually met a guy at the get-go at the yard, the Grandview Yard. That somebody who works there is a Twin Peaks fan, and I knew that because he had a Twin Peaks bumper sticker on his car.
Okay.
And I walked in and I'm like, is that your car? And so we talked about Twin Peaks for a while. Like, well, if you want to geek out like this, please listen to my podcast. So it's always fun to meet other Peaks freaks.
Yes, exactly. So now real quick, I know that there was like this really interesting article that I found. I wanted to mention that apparently This was off of IO9.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you've seen it or not, but it basically talks about that the 1908 murder that actually inspired Twin Peaks is going to be explored in both a book and a docuseries.
Really? Tell me more about this. Tell us more about this murder.
So real quick, because I know we got to get out of here, that apparently the idea for the Laura Palmer mystery in Twin Peaks, first, I guess, got in Mark Frost's head when apparently his grandmother told him about stories of a murder in Sand Lake, New York that happened in 1908.
Okay.
There was this woman named Hazel Drew, was found dead in Teal's Pond, and supposedly, according to this article, the accounts of her life sound a lot like those of Laura Palmer.
Okay.
And according to the Wrap, which this article links to, apparently Hazel Drew's story has been investigated by writers David Bushman and Mark Givens for years. And apparently they've written a book that would be released by publisher Metabook, and it's called Blonde, Beautiful, and Dead.
That sounds like Laura.
And it features a foreword from Mark Frost, as well as an accompanying docuseries from Part 2 Pictures.
I'll read it.
Because apparently Part 2 Pictures has produced a number of documentaries, including Showtime's Darknet and Oprah Winfrey's Belief. So thought that was kind of interesting. So you may want to check that out. That book is called Blonde, Beautiful, and Dead by David Bushman and Mark Givens. That's Givens.
All right.
So if you want to check that out, I'm actually intrigued by that. I might actually.
We should read that and discuss it here.
That would actually be a good. Yeah, maybe that would be a good episode to do after the Laura Palmer mystery
on Twin Peaks Book Club.
Yeah, we get back to our Twin Peaks Book Club as we take a little break from the series. That might be something to check out. That's a good idea.
I would like that.
All right, so what I'll do is maybe I'll post the Wrap link on our Facebook page as well.
Perfect.
So I've got some homework. I've got homework apparently, but I thought I mentioned that. I thought it sounded really cool. So glad you thought so as well.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. Well, I'm a true crime fanatic, so.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I like all that kind of stuff.
This is right up your alley then. So you got Twin Peaks and true crime.
Yeah, I know, it's everything. It was I went to the dentist yesterday, and I hadn't been to the dentist in a while, so I had to have X-rays. And
that's an interesting segue you just did.
Well, my dentist was joking around, and he was talking about the X-rays, so we know what's going on, and identify the bodies. I was like, I've actually thought about that. I've thought to myself, like, I haven't been to the dentist in so long. What if something happens to me? Are they going to know it's me? But yeah, it was just kind of funny.
That's adorable.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's adorable. All right. So Zan, where can they reach you on the interwebs?
Well, I'm on the Twitters and the Instagrams as Udinax19.
Yeah, the very cool Udinax19.
There hasn't been a lot going on over there because I haven't been doing a whole heck of a lot. So
you've only been mostly dead as opposed to all dead.
I'm just merely dead, not sincerely dead. So.
Why is this happening?
My uncle is coming for dinner. So. Which I want everybody out there in podcast land to know that when I sent Charles a text telling him I couldn't do the podcast, that's exactly what he said to me. Just all caps. Yep. Why is this happening? So,
I was trying to make you smile.
You did. I appreciate it. Yeah, it was.
Okay, because I know how much you love quotes.
I love quotes. Yes, I do.
All right.
So.
All right.
What about you,
as
Charles,
for me,
where can we reach you and all of your various geeky outlets?
So many geeky outlets. All right. Of course, at Charles Skaggs on the Twitter machine, at Charles Skaggs on the Instagram. Google Plus for all you crazy kids that are still on the Google Plus right before it goes off the air.
I was going to say, is there a Google Plus?
It's hanging on by a thread as far as I know.
Okay.
Facebook, of course, Charles Skaggs in Hilliard, Ohio. And my blog of geeky things.
Damn good coffee. And hot.
Damn good coffee and hot. Where I talk about all the stuff we talk about here on Ghostwood, Twin Peaks, David Lynch, anything related that kind of catches my eye or interest. And Also, news of my other podcasts I do for Southgate Media, including Next Stop Everywhere, the Doctor Who podcast I do with Jesse Jackson and Karen Lindsay as our partners in time, review Doctor Who. The Phantom Zone podcast that I do with Karen, where we talk about comic book shows on TV. Hopefully this weekend we're going to get back at it, and we're going to review the big Elseworlds crossover that happened on the CW this past week.
Oh. Which
is teasing Crisis on Infinite Earths in 2019. So that was huge.
Interesting.
Yeah. And then, obviously, and then Titan Talk, the Titans podcast that I do with Jesse, where we're heading toward the end of Titan Season 1 and reviewing that on the DC Universe series, and probably end up talking about the Young Justice animated series and later Doom Patrol and all kinds of stuff. So please check that out as well for Southgate Media Group, and please consider donating to the Southgate Media Group Patreon
Yes,
page,
definitely.
because that helps keep the lights on, and I'm sure our head honcho in chief, Rob Southgate, would definitely appreciate that.
Totally. Yes, because we just do the geek it out. Rob does all the heavy lifting.
Exactly. He helps us get our stuff posted out so that you guys can listen to it.
Yes, exactly.
So throw him a bone or two and help him out. Definitely appreciate that if you are so inclined. All right. So next week, guys, or 2 weeks, I guess we're going to be doing this after Christmas, presumably.
Yes, I hope everybody has a nice Christmas.
Yes. Happy Hanukkah. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we totally missed Hanukkah. We missed all of it.
Yep. So we should probably catch up on that too. So I don't know if you want to wait till after the new year or if you want to record before the new year. Up to you.
Well, I don't mind recording after Christmas. That's fine with me.
All right, we can do that after Christmas, before the new year.
Yep.
All right, sounds good to me. Okay, we'll plan on that. So we'll try and get one last episode in before the end of the year. Otherwise, come on back. Demons, episode 6 of season 2. It's going to be good. And we'll see you next time right here on Ghostwood, the Twin Peaks podcast. Bye, everybody.
Bye.